Jordan froze mid-stride in the narrow aisle of the Boeing 787 bound from New York to Los Angeles, his tray of hors d'oeuvres trembling in his grip. The flight had been routine until takeoff. Polite smiles from the elite passengers, the familiar ritual of pre-flight safety demos that masked his quiet dread of these cross-country halls. But Harlan Voss, the tech mogul whose face plastered Forbes covers like a smug god, had been eyeing him since boarding. Now, Voss's hand clamped around Jordan's wrist, yanking him closer with the force of a man used to bending the world to his will. "Look at you, prancing around like some Broadway reject. What? Did you suck your way into this job?" The words landed like acid, searing through Jordan's polished exterior. At 28, he'd clawed his way into Delta's elite crew after years of scraping by in Queens, trading night shifts at a Hell's Kitchen diner for the sky-high escape of wings and wanderlust. Being gay wasn't a secret in the cabins. It was a quiet truth, worn in the subtle sway of his hips, the rainbow pin discreetly tucked into his uniform pocket. But Voss's mockery wasn't subtle. It was a public execution, drawing snickers from the cluster of suits nearby. Jordan's cheeks burned, not from shame, but from the rage bubbling up like turbulence he couldn't outrun. "Mr. Voss," Jordan managed, his voice steady despite the vice on his wrist. "Please release me. I need to attend to other passengers." It was protocol drilled into him during training. De-escalate, smile, survive. But Voss laughed, a guttural bark that echoed off the curved fuselage. "Attend to them? Honey, you attend to fantasies in bathhouses, not my Bordeaux." The cabin fell into a stunned hush, broken only by the distant clink of economy trays being cleared. Jordan wrenched free, his skin blooming red where fingers had dug in, and backed away, pulse thundering in his ears. Unseen in the row behind Voss, Alex Rivera gripped his phone tighter, the camera app's red, pulsing like a heartbeat. A 32-year-old indie filmmaker from Brooklyn, Alex had boarded on a whim, chasing a lead for his next short doc on corporate excess. He'd clocked Voss immediately, the puffed-up peacock in his Brioni suit, barking orders at assistants before takeoff. But Jordan, Alex's eyes had lingered during the safety briefing. The way the attendant's fingers brushed a stray curl from his forehead, the flicker of exhaustion behind that megawatt smile. Now, as Voss's tirade unfolded, Alex hit record, framing the shot through the gap in seats. Jordan's poised retreat, Voss's bloated triumph. This wasn't just footage. It was a spark in a powder keg. By the time the captain's voice crackled over the intercom, "Folks, we've got some light chop ahead, so buckle up." Jordan had retreated to the galley, slamming the curtain shut with more force than intended. His hands shook as he gripped the sink, staring at his reflection in the polished steel. Eyes wide, lips pressed thin, the uniform suddenly feeling like a costume in a cruel play. "Breathe," he whispered, the mantra from his therapist back in the village. Coming out at 19 had been a war, disowned by his Baptist folks in rural Ohio, couch surfing through college until he found his tribe in New York's underground scene. The skies were supposed to be freedom, not this. A soft knock pulled him back. "Jordan? You okay?" It was Mia, his cabin lead, a no-nonsense Latina from Miami with a glare that could ground a 747. She squeezed in, her ponytail swinging like a pendulum. "That asshole Voss? Captain's been briefed. We're diverting if he doesn't pipe down." Jordan forced a nod, but inside, the hurt festered. It wasn't the first slur. He'd fielded whispers from Bible Belt routes, but Voss's was amplified, a megaphone for every closeted bigot in steerage. "Just get me through this," he murmured, splashing water on his face. Mia hugged him quick, fierce. "You're tougher than his stock portfolio, kid." As the plane leveled out over the Rockies, Alex replayed the clip in his mind, the raw humanity of it gnawing at him. He'd shot docs on Occupy Wall Street, on trans kids in the heartland, stories of quiet revolutions. This was viral gold, but more. It was Jordan's story, unasked for, unfolding in real time. Slipping his phone into his pocket, Alex caught Jordan's eye as the attendant emerged, tray refreshed. There was a beat, a shared electric silence, before Jordan's professional mask snapped back. But Alex saw the crack. The way his gaze darted, hungry for alliance in a sea of indifference. Descent into LAX brought no reprieve. Voss, emboldened by a double scotch, cornered Jordan again during beverage service, his voice a stage whisper laced with mockery. Bet your boyfriend's waiting with pom-poms at the gate, right? Or is it boyfriends, plural? Laughter rippled from his entourage. A hedge fund hyena pack. Jordan's retort died on his tongue as the fasten seatbelt sign dinged. But Alex was there, phone angled low, capturing the micro-expressions. Voss's smug curl, Jordan's flinch like a boxer taking a gut punch. Touchdown was a mercy. As passengers deplaned, Voss sauntered off with a parting shot. Keep flying under the radar, ferry. Leaving Jordan to collect trash bags in the dim cabin light. The crew lingered, debriefing in hushed tones. But Jordan waved them off. I'll finish up. Go hit in and out. Alone, he sank into a jump seat, the enormity crashing down. Tears pricked, hot and unwelcome. Why here? Why now? The dream of escape, the mile-high romances glimpsed in crew layovers, the anonymity of hotel bars in Denver or Dallas, felt tainted. A rustle from the forward galley startled him. Alex stepped out, hands raised like a white flag, his faded Yankees tee and cargo shorts a stark contrast to the suits. Hey! Saw what happened. All of it. Jordan tensed, wiping his face. Great. Fan footage for your spank bank. The sarcasm was armor, but Alex didn't flinch. Nah. Evidence. Look. He held out the phone, the video playing. Voss's rant in crystal clarity, Jordan's dignity a silent roar. Jordan's breath hitched. Why'd you record? Alex shrugged, those green eyes, framed by the faint stubble of a man who forgot to shave, holding steady. Instinct. And you deserved backup. I'm Alex, by the way. A hand extended, calloused from camera rigs. Jordan hesitated, then clasped it, the warmth lingering like contraband. Jordan. Thanks, I guess, but this could blow up. Alex's grin was crooked, boyish. That's the point. Want in. They exchanged numbers in the terminal's fluorescent buzz. LAX chaos, a bomb against the intimacy. Jordan watched Alex vanish into the Uber line, a stranger's kindness blooming like contrails in his chest. That night, in his cramped crew hotel room overlooking the Hollywood sign, Jordan lay awake, replaying the video. Voss's face, bloated with privilege. His own, unbroken. For the first time in hours, he smiled. But dawn brought reality. A text from Delta HR. Voss had complained, citing hostile service. The fight was just beginning. Weeks blurred into a storm of headlines after Alex uploaded the clip to his indie film channel, titling it Mile High Bigotry, a billionaire's fall from grace. It exploded overnight, retweets from GLAAD, op-eds in the New York Times decrying corporate homophobia, even a viral TikTok remix set to Lady Gaga's Born This Way. Jordan woke to his phone vibrating off the nightstand in his Astoria walk-up. Notifications a digital avalanche. Holy shit, he breathed, scrolling through comments. Justice for Jordan trending, strangers calling him a hero, but woven in were the trolls. Slurs echoing Voss's venom, death threats that made his stomach lurch. Delta suspended Voss's elite status pending investigation, a toothless gesture that did little to soothe the bruise on Jordan's soul. He called out sick for his next rotation, holing up with takeout pho and Netflix binges. The cities hum a distant roar through his fire escape. Loneliness crept in like fog off the East River. His ex, Tyler, a barista with wanderlust that led him to San Francisco without a goodbye, had been the last real anchor. Now Jordan's Grindr app sat dormant, a ghost of hookups past. Alex's text came mid-afternoon. Coffee? My treat. Neutral ground, Bryant Park. Jordan stared at it, thumb hovering. Why not? The man had handed him a megaphone when he needed silence. They met under the leaking fountain, autumn leaves skittering like confetti. Alex arrived disheveled, laptop bag slung over one shoulder, his laugh easy as he ordered 2 flat whites. You're famous now. How's it feel? Jordan shrugged, the park's joggers blurring into anonymity. Like wearing someone else's skin. Grateful but exposed. Over steaming cups, Alex opened up. His own coming out at 22, dished by a Catholic family in the Bronx that still sent passive-aggressive Christmas cards. Filmmaking's my rebellion, he said, sketching storyboards on a napkin. This video is not just scandal porn. It's your story, if you want it. Jordan traced the foam heart in his latte, heart quickening. There was something in Alex's intensity, the way his knee brushed Jordan's under the table, accidental but electric. And if I say yes? Alex's eyes lit, mischievous. Then we make magic. Starting with dinner. My place? Pasta, no pressure. That night, Alex's Bushwick loft smelled of garlic and San Marzano tomatoes. Fairy lights strung like stars over exposed brick. They talked for hours, Jordan's Ohio escape, the thrill of his first pride in Manhattan. Alex's docs on forgotten queer icons, the ache of unfilmed love stories. Wine loosened tongues, and when Alex's hand found Jordan's across the reclaimed wood table, it felt like turbulence yielding to smooth air. Their first kiss was tentative, tasting of Chianti and possibility, bodies folding into the worn leather couch as city sirens wailed approval below. But dawn brought shadows. Jordan slipped out before Alex stirred, the vulnerability too raw, too soon after Voss's echo. Texts went unanswered for days, guilt gnawing as Alex's messages piled up. Hey, ghosting me? Or just jet-lagged? Jordan threw himself into shifts, the skies a refuge where homophobia hid behind politeness. Yet Voss wasn't done. A leaked email from his PR firm surfaced on Gawker. Flight boy thinks he's a martyr? We'll bury him in lawsuits. Jordan's suspension loomed, Delta's lawyers circling like vultures. The betrayal hit hardest from within. His roommate, Kyle, a straight ally who'd crashed on Jordan's couch post-breakup, confided over beers at a dive in Williamsburg. Dude, Mia told me Voss offered her a consulting gig. High 5 figures. She turned it down, but shit gets tempting. Jordan's beer turned sour. Mia, the one who'd hugged him in the galley? Paranoia bloomed, texts to her going unread. Was everyone playing angles? The video's virality had painted him a saint, but saints bled. Alex cornered him at a queer film fest afterparty in Chelsea, the loft space pulsing with bass and bodies. You vanished. What the hell, Jordan? His voice cut through the din, hurt laced with fire. Jordan, buzzed on gin and regret, pulled him into a coat-room alcove. I got scared. It's too much after everything. Alex's hands framed his face, thumbs brushing stubble. Scared of what? Me? Or feeling something real? The kiss that followed was desperate. A clash of teeth and tongues against the fur coats, hands roaming until Jordan gasped. Not here. Your place. Now. Back in Bushwick, barriers crumbled. They made love with the urgency of survivors. Slow at first, Alex mapping Jordan's freckles like constellations. Then fierce, bodies slick under the duvet as rain lashed the windows. Stay, Alex whispered after, fingers tracing Jordan's spine. Build this with me. Jordan wanted to, God he did, but Voss's shadow loomed. A subpoena arrived next morning. Defamation suit? Voss claiming the video ruined his brand. Jordan's world tilted, the romance a fragile balloon in freefall. The courtroom in downtown Manhattan was a pressure cooker of polished oak and fluorescent spite, the air thick with the scent of expensive cologne and desperation. Jordan sat ramrod straight in the witness box, his best navy suit feeling like chainmail under Judge Harlan's gimlet stare. A woman whose no bullshit rulings had made her a tabloid darling. Voss's lawyers, a trio of Ivy League sharks from Skadden, had spent the morning painting Jordan as an opportunist. A disgruntled employee fabricating drama for Instagram likes. The video played on loop, dissected like evidence from a crime scene. Every slur twisted into hyperbole. Jordan's testimony was a tightrope walk. It wasn't hyperbole, Your Honor. It was hate. Public, personal. His voice held, but inside, fractures spiderwebbed. Nights blurred into prep sessions with Delta's counsel. Alex's loft a war room of takeout boxes and legal pads. Their bond had deepened in the fire, lazy Sundays trading playlists. Jordan's indie folk, Alex's queer punk. Stolen kisses in Central Park that tasted like hope. But the suit was a vampire sucking joy dry. He's bluffing, Alex would say, massaging Jordan's shoulders after midnight calls. We'll win this. Yet doubt festered. Mia's silence stretched into ghosting. A mutual friend spilled she'd taken a sabbatical to Voss's Silicon Valley startup. The gig too lucrative to refuse. Betrayal stung like salt in a fresh wound. The woman who'd called him family, now complicit in the machine grinding him down. Jordan confronted her via voicemail, voice cracking. How could you? After the galley, after everything. No reply. The isolation clawed deeper. Old Ohio ghosts whispering he was unlovable, unworthy. Voss took the stand post-lunch, a masterclass in performative contrition. I regret my words, deeply, he intoned, eyes glistening like an Oscar bait close-up. Stress from a merger, poor judgment. But this flight attendant? He provoked it, flaunting his lifestyle. The gallery gasped. Judge Harlan's gavel cracked like thunder. Sustained. Mr. Voss, stick to facts, not fairy tales. But the damage lingered, jurors' side eyes boring into Jordan as he returned to his seat beside Alex, whose hand squeezed his under the table, a lifeline in the storm. Outside, protesters gathered, LGBTQ+ activists waving signs. Love wins at 30,000 feet, countering a smattering of Voss loyalists with MAGA hats and bullhorns. Alex filmed it all, his camera a shield, but Jordan felt exposed, a specimen under glass. That evening, in the loft sanctuary, he shattered. What if we lose? What if this ends me? Tears soaked Alex's shirt as they curled on the rug, city lights fracturing through rain-streaked windows. Alex held him fierce, lips brushing his temple. Then we rebuild. Together. You're not Voss's victim. You're my everything. The high point came unexpectedly. The passenger behind Voss, a retiree from Ohio named Edith, testified via Zoom. I saw it all, she said, her voice quavering but sure. That boy's kindness, offering me extra pillows for my sciatica. Harlan Voss, pure ugly. Her words humanized Jordan, tipping the scales. But the real gut punch waited in recess. A leaked audio from Voss's camp, Mia's voice piping up in a strategy call. Jordan's soft, push the X angle. Tyler's still bitter. He'll flip for cash. Betrayal doubled down. Kyle confirmed it over frantic texts. Mia had dug into Jordan's past, weaponizing his heartbreak for Voss's war chest. Rage propelled Jordan through closing arguments. This isn't about one slur, Delta's lead counsel thundered. It's about dignity, denied to too many for too long. The jury deliberated 2 days, Manhattan's November chill seeping into bones as Jordan and Alex paced the courthouse steps, coffee going cold in paper cups. Whispers of settlement buzzed, Voss offering hush money. But Jordan refused. No gag. Let the truth fly. Verdict dropped like a bomb. Defamation dismissed. Voss ordered to pay Jordan's legal fees plus $500,000 in punitive damages. Cheers erupted from the gallery. Alex hooped, lifting Jordan in a spinning hug that drew wolf whistles. But euphoria cracked at the presser outside. Reporters swarmed. Jordan, any message for Voss? He paused, microphone trembling. Forgiveness isn't free, but humanity, that's non-negotiable. Flashbulbs popped, blinding as Voss slunk away, his empire's first real dent. Backlash brewed swift. Voss's stock tanked 15%. Boardroom coups whispered. Mia resigned in disgrace, her linked in a graveyard of deleted endorsements. Jordan blocked her number, the wound cauterizing into scar. But the victory tasted bittersweet. Sleepless nights haunted by what-ifs, the fear that love, like fame, was fleeting. Alex sensed it, planning a getaway. Weekend in the Hamptons. No cameras, just us. Jordan agreed, packing a duffel with swim trunks and sunblock, craving the ocean's indifferent roar. Their escape was idle. Salt air whipping dark hair, bonfires on dune-fringed beaches where they danced barefoot to a portable speaker's croon. Making love in a rented cottage, waves crashing counterpoint to gasps, Jordan felt anchored. Alex's body a map of safety, scars from a childhood by crash tracing ribs like Braille promises. I love you, Alex murmured at dawn, fingers laced with Jordan's as gulls wheeled overhead. Madly, forever kind of mad. Jordan's throat tightened, the words he'd hoarded spilling free. You too, my director, my co-star. Yet reality intruded via a single text, from Tyler of all ghosts. Saw the news. Proud of you. Coffee? Jordan deleted it unread. But the ripple lingered, stirring old insecurities. Was he whole or just patched with Alex's light? Winter gripped New York like a jealous lover, snow blanketing Astoria's stoops in hush-white forgiveness. Jordan's life post-verdict was a kaleidoscope of reinvention. Delta promoted him to international routes, Tokyo layovers blending neon dreams with Alex's voice memos. Miss your laugh, hurry home. Their relationship bloomed domestic, shared leases on the Bushwick loft, Sunday markets for heirloom tomatoes, arguments over whose turn it was to fold laundry that ended in laughter and tangled sheets. Alex's doc, Turbulence of the Heart, premiered at Sundance to standing ovations. Jordan's face on the poster a symbol of resilience. But scars itched. Voss faded into irrelevance. Ousted from his CO perch, retreating to a Montana ranch with a whisper of scandalous affairs, but his venom echoed in quieter ways. Anti-LGBTQ+ bills snaked through red state legislatures, fueled by talking heads decrying woke airlines. Jordan testified in D.C., his voice steady before a congressional panel. Hate doesn't fly economy. It charters the whole damn plane. Applause thundered, but the nights after, he'd wake sweating, Voss's slur a phantom in the dark. Alex became his ballast, green eyes a harbor. They adopted a rescue mutt named Scout, a scruffy terrier who yipped at pigeons in Prospect Park, his wagging tail a metronome to their rhythm. "This is it," Alex said one crisp evening, knees in the grass, ring box glinting like a captured star. "Marry me? Let's make our own mile-high club." Jordan's yes was a sob laugh, pulling Alex down into the leaves, kisses tasting of cider and forever. The wedding was small, rooftop in the village, drag queens as officiants, Mia's empty chair a silent ache turned to indifference. Yet the human cracks persisted. Tyler resurfaced at the after-party, uninvited, eyes glassy with regret. "I was an idiot, Jord. Seeing you now. Damn." The words slithered, tempting old wounds. Jordan shut him down cold. Water under the bridge, but bridges burn. But doubt wormed in later, whispering to Alex in the cab home. "Am I enough? After everything?" Alex's hand cupped his cheek, thumb tracing the jaw Voss had once marred. "You're the whole sky, don't you see?" The true climax unfolded not in courts or spotlights, but in quiet unraveling. Alex's next project pulled him to LA for 6 months. A doc on Hollywood's queer underbelly, leaving Jordan to solo flights and empty beds. Distance bred drift. Missed calls, texts laced with exhaustion. "Love you but swamped," Alex typed one night. Jordan stared at the screen, heart echoing the galley sink's cold steel. Betrayal revisited, not in malice but neglect, the slow poison of priorities shifting. It peaked during a layover in Seattle. Jordan, buzzed on hotel bar whiskey, swiped right on a pilot with dimples and Delta wings. One night, nothing more. A fumbling hookup that tasted of ash. Guilt crashed post-on. Confession spilling to Alex via shaky video call. "I fucked up. I'm sorry." Alex's face crumpled, pixels blurring tears. "Why? Was I not enough?" The reversal gutted Jordan, his own insecurities mirrored, weaponized. "No, God no. I got scared. Of losing you to the lights." They fought through it, raw and relentless. Couples therapy in a Soho walk-up, where a soft-spoken shrink unpacked the Voss trauma like buried shrapnel. "Betrayal teaches distrust," she said. "But love rebuilds bridges." Alex forgave, fierce as ever. "We're not perfect, but we're us." Jordan learned vulnerability's grace, trading secrets over takeout. His fear of abandonment rooted in Ohio's rejection, Alex's in a father's early grave. Spring thawed the rift. Alex returned, dock in the can, and they jetted to Provincetown for renewal. Cape Cod's queer haven, where drag brunches bled into sunset sails. There, under a canopy of stars, Jordan proposed back. "Elope with me. Now." They did, barefoot on a dune, vows exchanged with the Atlantic's roar as witness. No fanfare, just them human, flawed, whole. Years folded forward. Jordan captained his own cruise, mentoring wide-eyed newbies on Dignity's altitude. Alex's films earned Emmys, but he mentored at-risk youth, cameras capturing not scandal, but stories of quiet triumphs. Scout greened with age, their loft bloomed with plants and photos. Jordan midlaugh at pride, Alex directing on set, a life stitched from threads of ache and joy. Voss, a footnote, his ranch a rehab rumor, empire dust. But Jordan sent no schadenfreude. Instead, a donation in his name to the Trevor Project, anonymous as grace. "Humanity's the real win," he'd tell Alex over morning coffee, fingers intertwined. In the end, it wasn't victory over hate, but love's persistence. A mile-high romance, turbulence and all, landing soft in each other's arms. For in America's vast skies, where storms brew and betray, The heart's true north is chosen, not charted.